Morimoto just came out with a brand new set of XB LED headlights for the 2018 Chevy Silverado. They imitate that new 19 and up style that you've probably seen on the highways already. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can install them and just how much better and brighter they are compared to stock. Now, the first step in installing your new headlights is removing the factory ones. Go ahead and pop the hood. There are 12 plastic clips to remove this air dam on the top of the grill. You can use a pry tool just like this one, get under the center part, pry it up, and then the clip will come out just like this. If you don't have a pry tool like this one, you can get these at any automotive store, or you can use a flat screwdriver. That'll certainly work too. At this point, you can lift this plastic piece off and set it off to the side. Now we've got 4 10mm bolts to remove so that we can remove the grill from this truck. Now on each headlight, there's 2 bolts up top, there's one on the side, and then there's one behind the bumper, and I'll show you guys all of them. Starting with the bolts on the top, go ahead and loosen them just like that, and they're all 10mm bolts, just like the grill bolts were. Now we're working in the wheel liner now behind the bumper. There's a T10 Torx screw you need to remove. Now you can pull this fabric liner back, and now you can reach your hand up there, and this one's really tough to see. There's a 10mm bolt that's firing inward into the headlight bracket itself, and you need to loosen it. You can do that with a wrench, a ratcheting wrench. You can use a socket and a ratchet, or you can use an electric ratchet if you've got one. Now, like I said, this bolt's really hard to see. It's almost impossible to film, but it's right here. My hand's touching it, and once again, it's firing inward toward the headlight. And when you're doing this install at home, you're probably not going to be able to see it either, but you will be able to feel it. With the bolt removed, we can now remove our headlight. Pull it toward you just like this, and be careful of any painted surfaces. On the back, you're going to see the factory wire harness. There's a red tab on the top. Go ahead and slide that out. Press in on the connector. Pull it toward you just like that. Now we're not quite done with our factory headlight yet. We do need this plastic piece off the bottom here. It's painted to match the factory color, and we want to install that on our XB LED headlight. The easiest way to do that is to remove this chrome piece from the headlight itself. Now, from the factory, these are 3M double-sided taped, and they can put up quite a fight. So if you're doing this at home and it gets a little tough, trust me, it does come off. You're probably not going to damage it, but just take your time, gently start from one side and work your way across. I just want to show you guys the tape on the back side of this plastic piece. As you can see, there's 2 strips going across this middle section. There's some tape along the bottom and tape along the top. You may very well need to use a flat screwdriver inside here, gently prying against the headlight itself and against this chrome trim piece to get it to release. Trust me, if you take your time and just gently work at it, it will come off. Now, to get the painted piece off the bottom, there are these black tabs here. And in the center of each of them, there's a little clip, and you can press down on that, starting from one side, and just work your way across. Press in on this one, push it out. You're going to feel that painted piece release from the headlight plastic itself. There's also a clip on the bottom, and you can just start from one side. As you can see, this is loose. It's now pulling through this chrome piece. Work your way across, left to right. You should keep it in there. After you get the last clip, it's going to come off just like this. Now you can set these parts off to the side. Now, in my left hand here, I've got the factory HID headlight that was on our Chevy Silverado, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick comparison before we install the new ones, just to show you the housing side by side. As you can see, the factory headlight's got that ugly orange reflector on the bottom for the turn signal, and while it does have the modern HID projector up top, the new XB LED headlight has 3 LED projectors, and as you're about to see, the output on these things is insane. It's so much wider, it's so much cleaner, it is definitely worth the upgrade. It's also got a very stylish DRL that imitates the new 2019 Silverados. So if you're upset that you got a 2018, didn't quite make the model year cut, this is gonna make your truck look just like it. Now that we've got our painted trim piece off of our original headlight, we can go ahead and clip this one on. And now we can bring our new XB LED headlight over and install it on our truck. One thing you should know before you get your headlight installed is on the back here, you're gonna see two plugs that look like this. And these are for the sequential versus non-sequential turn signals. Now, if you want it sequential, you want it scrolling left to right, it's a very modern look, leave them unplugged just like this. If you want the turn signal to be instant on, instant off, you can plug them in. We want the sequential, so we're gonna leave it just like this. The only plug on the back of this headlight that you need to worry about is this one. This plugs into your factory wiring, and away you go. Reinstalling this is the same as taking it apart. Just go ahead and reinsert it into the truck. Go ahead and plug the factory connector back in. Make sure to press this red tab back together. That's all there is to it. Now we've got our headlight back in the truck now. At this point we can bolt it back in, test all the functions, make sure it works perfectly. And honestly, this thing looks a lot cooler than stock, but what I'm really interested in is seeing exactly how much brighter it is, how the beam pattern is different from the factory, and what the color looks like. So let's check it out. Now this is a sight that should be familiar to you guys. This is your factory headlight output pointed at our wall from about 20 feet. And today we're gonna be taking a lux measurement to see how bright, or hey, in this case, how dim these factory headlights are. These came in at 550 maximum lux. Now, the only thing going for these particular headlights is the beam pattern isn't too bad, but we know what the XB LED headlights can produce as far as beam pattern goes. We've got all the cool features that they provide. Let's check out how bright their low beam is. The XB LED low beam comes in at 950 maximum lux. Compared to 550, it is well worth the effort and the install time. And man, look at how clean this beam pattern is. It is so sharp. Left to right, we've got all kinds of flood. If you have trouble seeing right now with your current setup in your truck, this XB LED headlight system is going to solve that problem. Now, let's head on over to the factory high beam and see how bright those are. Now this is what the factory high beam looks like on this truck, and as you can see, it's not too terrible. It came in at 950 maximum lux, but I have high hopes for the XB LED headlights. They don't typically disappoint me, and I can't wait to see what they do on this truck. The XB LED high beam came in at 1,400 maximum lux. Compared to 950, this is worth every penny that you're gonna spend getting these headlights installed into your truck. They look great firing down the road, and they illuminate everything you need to see when you're driving late at night. My favorite part about these XB LED headlights is that new DRL. They perfectly imitate the newer trucks on the road, and they look so clean with it. They match the factory fog lights perfectly, and I'm super impressed with the light output today. Now, if you've got any other vehicles in the driveway at home, we've got a ton of XB LED headlight content coming out. We get these things as soon as we can from Morimoto, install them and review them for you guys so you can see exactly what you get. Subscribe to the channel, we'd love to see you there.